me, Naja from NajaDiamond.com, and I am coming to you today with my foundation routine. So, you guys, I have been receiving a lot of questions as far as how do you receive, how do you get such a flawless foundation? How do you get such a flawless finish with your foundation? Do you use high-end foundation? They just want to know my routine. So in this video, I'm going to give you my complete foundation routine, and I'm also going to touch on highlighting and contouring. So basically, if you want to see how to get the base of this look, and I am going to tell you what I'm wearing on my lips because I feel like I'm going to get this question a lot. This is called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang from Marc Jacobs. This is just a little sample that I received in maybe a birthday goodie bag or something from Sephora. So it is like this tiny, you guys. It's so cute. But this is it, and that is what is on my lips right now. I decided to try it out. Yeah, so if you guys want to see how I achieve this look and how I do my foundation on pretty much a regular basis, then please keep watching. Okay, so you guys, I'm just gonna walk you through my whole routine. First things first is I moisturize my lips. As you can see, they are very, very dry. I just washed my face, brushed my teeth, all that good stuff, so my lips are a little dry. So what I'm using right now is just because it's handy. This is not my favorite, I will be honest. This is the Sugar Fresh Lip Treatment. This has an SPF of 15 in it, and it is, basically just a lip balm, but you honestly can just use chapstick. I'm okay with chapstick as well. Okay, I always start with clean skin. I have been using the Murad Clarifying Cleanser. This cleanser is just amazing for me. I use it with my Clarisonic maybe 2 to 3 times a week just to get a really good deep exfoliating cleanse out of it. This has salicylic acid in it, about 1.5%. And again, this is just really good. You can find this at any Ulta, I think maybe Sephora, something like that. Then I make sure that my skin is moisturized, and I'm using the Murad Hydrodynamic Ultra Moisture moisturizer, and it just looks like this, and I literally put it on my skin. I have been super dry this winter. I'm normally an oily girl, but in the winter time, it's like my skin just be thirsty, y'all. For foundation, I am going to go with one of my tried and true foundations. This is my go-to foundation. I know it is going to work on me. I know it's going to be amazing on me no matter what. I am also trying a new foundation, which is I would consider maybe department store foundation. It's not like super high-end. And then I'm going to show you a drugstore foundation that I really, really like. So my go-to foundation is going to be the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC50. One of my drugstore favorites is going to be this L'Oreal True Match. You guys, I'm sorry, I have a monitor down here, so I'm kind of looking in the monitor just to make sure that I'm in focus. But anyway, this is the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is in shade C6, and then sometimes I'm in an N8 when I'm a little bit darker, so I kind of teeter between these two. This C6 means it's a little bit on the cool side, and I think N6 is on the neutral side, so I'm in between cool and neutral as far as my undertones go. So this one is really great. It does have an SPF in it. It gives you really great buildable coverage. It's going to give you medium to full coverage, and this is really good for oily skin. So I have oily skin. I always gravitate towards products that is going to really help kind of mattify my skin. I don't want anything with a little bit too much shine, because to be honest, I'm going to be shiny from my natural oils, and then the foundation is going to add to it. So by midday, I'm just going to be looking like a grease ball, and that's not, I'm not okay with that. So I tend to go with foundations on the matte side. As far as application tools, you can use anything from a stippling brush. A stippling brush is really great. This one is by MAC. I think it's the 187. I love it, and this is going to kind of give you a little bit more of a sheer, almost airbrush finish to your foundation. Or you can use something like this one here. This is a flat top kabuki brush. This is by BH Cosmetics. This is going to be a little bit more dense, and it's going to kind of help you buff in the product a little bit better. So I like this one as well. I find that sometimes this absorbs a lot more product than I want to. and it just depends. It depends on like the brush and the finish that I want. But lately, my absolute go-to is my beauty blender. This is just a sponge. This is the beauty blender, but you can get like something like this. This is my Real Technique sponge. You just wet it, make sure that it is damp. So this is a dirty beauty blender. So this is my beauty blender when it's not wet. This is dry, this is wet. So I also wanted to show you the foundation that I consider a department store foundation. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation and concealer. This is a 2-in-1, so it is a foundation, it's also a concealer. It comes with this really awesome like doe foot applicator brush right here, so it's really easy to apply. This foundation I got at my local Macy's for about $27, and I love it. When I say I love it, I mean I love it. I have tried some higher end foundations and I didn't really see a huge difference, to be honest, to justify the price from me not using my drugstore foundations. This one right here makes me happy, it makes me smile, and I think it just makes my skin absolutely flawless. And for this one, I am in a 24 Golden. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did my brows because ain't nobody got time for that, and this video is not about brows. So what I am going to do is, before I start putting on my foundation, normally I use some sort of a primer or a mattifier. Normally in summertime I need a mattifier because, like I said, I get oily skin, so this is just an extra step that I use to minimize my pores and to just mattify my skin. Today, my skin is extremely dry. I'm not gonna bring you guys in very close, but around my eyebrow area here, it's almost like peeling. So I don't want to mattify my skin because that's going to dry my skin out. It's actually going to kind of like make it drier. So, so with that being said, I'm actually going to add some Fix Plus to my face, and then I'm going to apply my foundation over that. I normally do not do this, but I'm doing it today because you just have to really pay attention to your skin and listen to your skin and understand what it needs. I apply about 2 or 3 layers of moisturizer on, and my skin is still like thirsty. Like I said, it is very dry around here. So I'm going to apply this, and this is just basically going to like bring a little bit of hydration or life into my skin because I'm over here struggling with this old dry skin, honey. Okay, so then I'm gonna take my foundation. I'm going to apply about 2 to 3 pumps for my full face. That's about how much foundation that I'm using on my skin right now. So I'm going to just dab this on my face. This is how I like to apply it, and then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to kind of pounce it and press it into the skin. Okay, so I take this and I will press it and pounce it, press it and pounce it all over. Okay guys, so I have blended out my foundation. Now, if you have additional blemishes, so if you have any blemishes on your face, like if you have problematic skin and you have any blemishes that are showing through, now is when you're going to want to apply a concealer. I do not color correct. So color correction, if that is an issue for you, then that's something that you can do. I would normally do that before I apply my foundation. And if you have any like deep dark scars, you can also conceal those before you apply your foundation. At this point, I would just go in and kind of like spot correct any blemishes that I have. So if I needed to color correct in any way, then I would take a concealer that is the same color as my skin tone and or foundation. So in this case, I am using the NC50. Can you guys see that? This is the NC50 concealer by MAC. This is the Studio Finish concealer, and what I would do is just kind of take my finger, or you can take a brush, but anywhere that I see, you know, correcting needed, then I would just take it and dab it in that area. You see any lines of like demarcation, if you see it's not quite even, then I would go ahead and take the beauty blender and just kind of like dab it, you know, dab it out a little bit. Now we are going to highlight. So at this point, I find that my face is pretty one-dimensional. My face is pretty flat. I don't have a lot of dimension into my face. As you can see, I have a very round face, so my face is just a little bit chubby. So if I wanted to add dimension into my skin and maybe add in my cheekbones and, you know, make sure different contours of my face pop out that I want to accentuate, then I would do that with concealer, and I would do that with bronzer, which is my contour. So my contour is going to be this Queen Collection Ebony Bronze in Q120. This is a great contour color for me. And then I'm going to use a concealer that is like 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone, and I'm going to use that to brighten certain parts of my face. So I would want to brighten up under my eyes, maybe down the center of my face, as well as my chin. When you brighten these areas, it kind of makes these areas pop out a little bit more. Or if you have dark circles, then this is going to kind of conceal those and make them look a lot lighter, as opposed to having like dark circles under your eyes. So that is what I'm going to do. I am now going to conceal and conceal and contour. Hello. So what do I I'll get my eyelids just to kind of save myself the priming step when I apply my eyeshadows later on. So again, bring it down on my cheek just to make sure that that is completely blended out. So I don't see if you can tell right now. So what's happening right now is this is where my window is. So this side is giving me a little bit stronger of light because it is the natural light. And here I do not have a light that is shining on this area, but you can still see how much brighter my under eyes kind of got. So it just brings in a little bit of light to this area of the face. So because I don't want that area to crease too bad, I do get creasing under my eyes. It's just, you know, it's my life. But I am going to set that because I want it to stay all day, but I don't want it, I don't bake because I just think that's just too much, but I will set it with a powder. The powder I like to use is a translucent powder. Right now I really like the Laura Mercier powder. I have the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I absolutely love this. This is what I use. It goes on very translucent. It goes on, well, let me show you how it goes. I put it also on my beauty blender. This thing is so multi-purpose. It's really, really great. I put it under my eye here, and I apply this fairly quickly after I apply the concealer. So I usually do it right after. I press that in really, really well. I press it everywhere that I applied the concealer, and then I'm just going to brush it away. So and just like that, now that under eye area is brighter and it's also set so it's not going to move anywhere all day long. So another option that I have is the Midnight Banana Powder, which is also a really good powder. This gives you a little bit more of a yellow tone. They have this in different colors if you have a little bit warmer undertones. So if you want something a little bit more red to your skin, they have different colors. This is the Banana Powder, which is going to give you a little bit more yellow. This is, I don't know, maybe a red. I know to get this online. I don't know exactly where to get this from, but this right here, this is the HD Set and Forget Powder by Ruby Kisses. This you can get in just about any beauty supply store. So this one is also in the color Banana, and it is just a really good option. I want to say this was like $5.99. This is what it looks like. It's very finely milled, and I like it. It's a little bit more slightly chalkier than the Laura Mercier. The Laura Mercier is just very fine and just very like gorgeous, but you're gonna pay about, I think, $30 for that. So this for about $5.99, $6.99 is a really good option, really good due to the banana powder. Okay, so to go in for the last step of this foundation, this is your base. So my base is almost done. I am just going to go ahead and contour. To contour, let me find a brush. So I usually take the 109 brush by MAC, and this is just like a little bit smaller brush, and I will just swirl it into my powder, tap off the excess, and then you make the fish face. So you can either make the fish face, or if you just know the contours of your skin, which I do, but this is the area right here that you're going to want to focus that powder on. So I would just kind of make that face, apply my powder in a C shape. So there in the contours of my cheek, and I'm going to bring it down to my nose. You creating these shadows is going to bring shape back into your face and just give you like a little bit, you know, more contours to the skin, instead of it looking just extremely flat and one-dimensional. This is gonna, you know, add dimension back into your face. I bring it into my temples, and then I will bring it up into my temples as well. This is pretty much going to be my foundation routine, you guys. This is going to be it. From this point on is when I would add my blush and my highlighter and anything else that I would want to do for the skin. Oh, my powder. So to set my entire face, I use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I use it in the color Dark. This is what, so we already set up under our eyes, and we know our eyes aren't going anywhere, but to set our entire face, I would use this powder, and I would just brush it on my chin, above the lip, and the places where I did not add that bronzer. So this is going to just make sure that, you know, the liquid that we applied to our face stays in place. Is going to set that so that it doesn't move, and it's going to help with the shine throughout the day. So that is that. And again, from this point, I would just add my blush, I would just add my highlight, all of those things.